there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a request for Jose Ballard. Thank you so much. For anyone who wants to request any type of reviews of movies or something else, re-reviews, topics, reactions, or even look at articles, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Jose wanted me, I guess, to look at this article on Screen Rant. I haven't read it yet. I figured I would read it on camera for him and give my opinion on it, and I guess he wanted to know what I wanted in a new Final Destination movie. But I don't even know what this is about. This is from October 20th, 2020. Final Destination creator Jeffrey Redditt shared in a recent interview his excitement for the new direction the sixth entry in the series may take. Now, before I read it, to me, you only needed two films. I liked the first two. After that, not so much. I mean, because one or two of them, there's something they're doing a little bit to it, but not new enough that it becomes really memorable or unique, at least to me. Even Friday the 13th films, you'd have unique stuff like there's a telekinetic, or it's body hopping, or it's an imitator, or it's in space. But here, let's go into it. Final Destination creator Jeffrey Redditt confirmed this week that a sixth film was in the works before the BS happening, but it's not exactly a reboot. Suggestions from the writers back in March, hoping to calm fans who were afraid the original story would be erased like so many other rebooted franchises, were circling the idea of maintaining the canon but exploring a different area. Specifically, first responders were in the running to be targeted, a unique perspective that would no doubt recontextualize the inevitable violence of the series. Hell does that mean? Jeffrey Redditt, in between working on his directorial debut, Don't Look Back, has been advising the team behind Final Destination 6, evidently hoping to make the series fresh again in some way or another. There's no real timetable in the project, as the writing was still happening in March just before it all hit the fan. The plot details teased at the beginning of the year were really only preliminary, seeing as how the series has grossed over $600 million in its time. The formula probably doesn't have to change too much, but Redditt himself seems to believe it should, especially since it's been almost 10 years since the last release. Well, I agree with that, but that if you're gonna do it again, you gotta do something a bit more unique and not just the same shit. They were working on a new film, but that got pushed back because of what's going on. Okay. It's always, if the formula's not broken, don't fix it. But my thing is that Death has so many designs in my brain that it could use. Like, we're seeing one design with the Rube Goldberg kind of thing, but Death could get us in so many other ways. In my original story, which was a little dark because I am a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, Death kind of toyed with them psychologically for some sin or some wrongdoing they did, and they ended up killing themselves. So that was a little dark. I don't think I would want to make that movie now, but I just think that Death, it would be fun to explore that world, almost like what we did with the second one. I want to expand on the mythology if I came back, or want to do something different. Now, I'll go on further, but let me soak this in. Death toyed with them psychologically for some sin or some wrongdoing they did, and they ended up killing themselves. Why does that remind me of Flatliners? The original. I actually didn't see the remake. Sequel. Well, it's a remake. Fuck it. Sequel my ass. It's not a sequel. Kiefer Sutherland's in it, but he plays a different fucking character. But that does sound like Flatliners, where the sins are attacking them, like their sins are fucking with them psychologically. It reminds me a little bit of that. I think you'd have people pissed off because they'd be like, that's not Final Destination. That, again, seems like what they would do in the Flatliners remake or something. The original plot arc is something Reddit has shared before, but it's interesting to see how his ideas have changed. Much of the full interview revolves around Reddit's excitement that Hollywood is changing, that stories do finally change with it. Sorry, I'm just reading. The Usagi Yojimbo sequel series? What do you mean sequel? There's a Usagi Yojimbo series? Sequel series for Netflix. Usagi Yojimbo? I'd see that. But so okay, what does he mean by another, like, okay, he says another world, and he says, okay, he doesn't want to do the... Death has so many designs in my brain that I could use. Death could get us in so many ways. So you don't want to toy them psychologically to so they kill themselves. So I don't really get what the hell he's saying. What does he actually want to do? See, that's the thing. I'm not really understanding what the guy is actually saying. What does he actually want to do with this then? Okay. Death has many designs. Okay, I mean, for me, I think Jose asked what I think they should do another Final Destination film. For me, don't make it. To me, Final Destination did not need to be a franchise, to be honest. Now, part 2 I really enjoy, but after part 3, it just dwindled down to me, more and more so. I mean, I would ask, are there really a lot of people looking forward to another Final Destination film? But, you know, if it came out, people would see it. They see it out of curiosity, or they see it because they like the previous films, or they see it, like me, to see how shitty it is. But it just... Okay, if I really, really think about this, what would I want to see in a Final Destination sequel? I would like to see an actual fucking finale to it. What I mean by that is you get actual likable characters again. Because I actually like some of the people in the first 2. Well, the second one was more, that was like a fun ride. But, you know, I liked Devon Sawa in the first movie. I like to have some people like that. And I think you could play into the notion of... Now, I'm trying to... I should have thought of this beforehand, but... Let's have 2 groups of people. Let me see if I can change this so it's not just me in the corner here. Okay. But I would change it into 2 groups of people. One is our new group of people, our main characters, who is scared and they're trying to survive and they're wondering what to do next. Meanwhile, there's another group of people that have been through this and they're surviving, but they're also extremists. What I mean by that is they're kind of a walking death club, suicide death club, where they get this thrill of being close to death it's like a drug to them. They're so close to death, and that thrill of maybe I won't make it this time, and they're off their fucking rocker, that number one, when they know it's not their turn, they're willing to do all sorts of crazy shit. They'll jump off a fucking roof. They'll jump out of an airplane. And they say, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. And part is like, well, you may break your leg. Or this like, well, you know what? The thrill of it, the fun, let's see what happens, man. Or they put a bullet. Nope, nothing, because it's not my turn. It's not my time. Because that's one of the moments I really like in Final Destination 2 is when the guy tries to kill himself and it doesn't work because it's not his time in the Rube Goldberg thing. So yeah, I would keep the Rube Goldberg because people would be pissed if you took that out. It would. Despite all I said before. If I put a business cap on. But you twist and turn it so then now they look at these people, they're like, okay, now they're going to join our party. Now we're going to have fun with them, and we don't care if you live or die, but you don't be part of our thrill. And that's what this group does, is they go and try to research more and more of these guys to fuck around with them and elevate more of their mind games and more of this thrill. And but then this particular group, and maybe they've done it before where they've survived, but this group they've manipulated stuff, or it's like, nope, you're dead but I'm alive. I know I'm probably losing people here, but again, two groups of people: our protagonists, our leads, and throughout the film, unfortunately, some of them do die from various. I try to use as much practical effects as possible to really get that feel to it. And then this thrill seeker death group, they seek out other people that are involved, that are knock on death's door and fuck around with them. And also, they get thrills for themselves, and I'm invincible now, I can do this and that. But also, by doing this, their psyche has been fucked up. And maybe it's one of those things that they've been alive for a long while. Maybe they've been doing this for years and years. And because of a consistent thrill of death on their ass, it's that drug they need addicted to, and this is their next step in their addiction is, oh, death wants you too? Well, let's fuck with you too. And that way you get a certain two group fighting dynamic among this playground of death. But our main protagonists, they're able to stop this evil group's turn the tables on them and showcase our main protagonists. They're not just victims for the fire, that they can fight back too. And the way of fighting back is, oh, hey, death, they want to fuck with us? No, you fuck with them. Fight fire with fire, using death as the weapon in a certain way. I don't have all the details. That's why I don't write strips. But maybe something in that manner, because it gives something a bit unique and different, and maybe some way there's some kind of finality to it. Because that would be different. Because every ending's pretty much the same. I would want something different for the ending. Because with another one, you can always. It happens again to some other fucking people. And then you do whatever you want. Maybe these group of people, because the one group, they didn't care to find out how to stop it because they were so addicted to the thrill. But this group, the more sensible group, they do find a way to get out of this loop. And there was a notion at the end of the first movie. There's an alternate ending where the loop ended because a new life was born. Like one of the characters was pregnant, And they try to hint at that in part 2, but then, oh wait, she was never in trouble to begin with. Oh shit, we fucked up. She was safe to begin with. But have that be the case. Your lead guy and girl, the lead guy's protecting his girl, pregnant girl. So you'd have like almost like a Terminator thing, where instead of protecting the girl from the Terminator, protecting it from death itself. And maybe she's pregnant to start with, and that makes the villains even more fucked up when they find out this girl's pregnant and they still want to fuck with her. Again, I need to work on the idea, but that's just my run-of-the-mill thoughts. Like some type of that stuff would be nice. Here, again, Jeffrey Reddick didn't really give much of a story update. I mean, the title says, "in a different world." It almost seemed like a different world. What, on Mars, or like in a different dimension? But no, it just pretty much to not just keep using the Rube Goldberg thing, which he didn't actually understand. But I think you will. The people who do want to see it, they'll probably be pissed off. Again, the idea, Death toying with them psychologically for some sin or wrongdoing, end up killing themselves. Again, that does remind me of just Flatliners. I just would rather watch the original Flatliners then. But there's been other movies that have done that too. I mean, even well, it's not really a sin. But like As Above, So Below, a found footage film, it's not really a sin, but they looked at, this whatever was going on in the catacombs of Paris, will look at your life and a tragedy and use that against you. So, again, it's not a sin, but still. So I mean, if you did that, people would just say, well, that's similar to another movie or another franchise, another aspect. So maybe it's one of those things, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I mean, I like my idea better, but that's just me, so what do I know? But I mean, if I had to make another one, that's what I would do. Or go, you don't need any more. You don't need any more. But that's just me. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks for the request, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.